Welcome, Lori.
Well, thank you, Joyce.
So, in The Cowboy and the Princess, the hero, Brady, has 5 unbreakable rules. So, can you share maybe 3 of your own unbreakable rules?
Well, one is never wear boots without boot socks. Learned that one the hard way. Clean the house at least once a year. And never be without pets.
Those are really good rules. Is it okay if I adopt those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never be without pets. That's a really good one. What kind of pets do you have?
I have 3 miniature Aussies. Well, I have 2 miniature Aussies, and one is part Aussie and part we don't know because we got her rescued her from the shelter. And we have a cat and 6 chickens.
6 chickens. And they're pets?
Pretty well, yeah.
That's good.
But we do depend on their eggs, so.
I won't tell them.
They don't know what happens to their babies. They're disappearing.
But they're serving a purpose.
Yes.
So, you talk about on your blog how you make playlists for your books. And so I was wondering what would we find on the playlist for Cowboy and the Princess?
Well, the inspiration for the Cowboy and the Princess was Roman holiday, so I used some of the theme songs from Roman holiday, and also the hero nicknames her Buttercup, and I used the Princess Bride for inspirations, and some of the soundtracks from that is on there as well.
Oh, I love the Princess Bride.
I have the band Perry. It has a song on there, which I didn't know about until my niece said, "You got to listen to this band," and I really like their songs. So, "When I Die Young" is on that soundtrack.
Oh, that's a sad song,
That's a sad song. Something sad happens in the book, but everything's okay in the end.
Okay, well, it better be if it's a romance. And so what's the scent that inspires you for Cowboy and the Princess?
Well, the story takes place over the 4th of July holiday, and so I was trying to find 4th of July scents, and I have peach trees, and so they kind of play a role in my stories along about July because I'm all the time harvesting peaches. And peach cobbler is the scent for the Cowboy and the Princess.
With the ice cream?
Uh-huh. Vanilla ice cream, yes.
Of course. So, do you want to tell us what the Cowboy and the Princess is about?
Well, when I was writing the book, this is the first time it ever really happened. The hero, he just drove up. He's pulling his horse trailer. He's going to Jubilee, Texas, which he's a horse whisperer, and he's going to heal this sick horse. And he just drove onto the page and he said, "I have 5 unbreakable rules for living his life," and it just poured out. And so the first chapter, he goes to he's going to a truck stop, and there's a young woman hitchhiking. Turns out she's a princess in disguise.
That sounds fun.
So the Cowboy and the Princess is a dichotomy that was fun to explore.
Mm-hmm. That would be. So you've been in the business since 1994, and so how has the industry changed for you? I mean, being an established author.
It's changed a lot. I can't believe it. I'm also a writing teacher, and students ask me my advice on how to get published, and I honestly, 10 years ago I had advice, and now it's like, I don't know. I don't know where things are going, but I think that writers have more power now than they've ever had, and I think it's a very exciting time. I'm really just thrilled to be able to write at a time when it's changing so much. I mean, we'll look back at this time in 50 years and say, hey, this was a watershed moment. So I'm real thrilled. So I think everybody has an opportunity to get their story out there now that didn't used to before the digital age.
Well, and it's nice, too, to see stories that weren't given a shot get their shot and, be really
it's
successful.
Things that for publishers, it wasn't financially feasible for them to explore niche markets. So the story might be really good, but if it was something they didn't think they could sell, they would pass on it. Well, now those authors have a chance to get out to the readers, whereas before, readers never even had the opportunity to explore those stories. So I think it's thrilling.
Yeah,
Publishers might not agree. Well, things are changing. It's shifting. I think they'll have to adapt to the new technology.
I think once they adapt, once they find a way that for them to adapt, that's good for them, they'll be fine.
I think so too. It's just it's kind of dusty right now.
Yeah,
Gotta wait for the dust to settle in.
It's very in flux. Okay, so if you had to describe your writing as a style of music, what would you pick, like 80s, country, rock?
I pick rock. I'm a rock and roll girl, and people are like, well, you're a cowgirl. I grew up on old classic country. I mean, if country songs is Hank Williams, like on the current playlist I'm doing now, it's I'm listening to Rambling Man, but it's been redone by Tom Waits. I love that song.
Oh, yeah.
But I was raised on that and grew up with that, but when I was developing my own taste, I went to rock and roll.
Great. Very cool. Is there anything you'd like to add, or?
Just love to hear from my readers, and you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter, the whole works. I'm just started into Tumblr. We'll see how that goes. And Pinterest. I put collages of my book on Pinterest if anybody wants to drop by and see the books in progress and what the place looks like. So.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lori.